Why do people buy budget knives? Why do we all want to save a buck? Why do we all want to find the best bang for the money? Why are we always hunting for the best possible steal of a deal with the best possible knife that checks all the boxes for the most affordable price? Hey, that's what makes us knife people. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel and you're watching Miguel EDC. Today, you saw the title and thumbnail, we are going to be discussing budget knives once again. Lately, I've just been going through all my knives and I realized, man, I own a lot of budget knives. A lot of times we see knives these days, and you guys can probably relate with me. We notice that prices just keep going up and keep going up and keep going up. And some materials, yes, some steels are better than others, and handle materials and things like that, carbon fiber and titanium and different premium steels and things like that can certainly bump up the price of a knife. But there are some good bangers out there. There are some good knives out there that are so cheap, they are still so good, right? It's almost hard to believe that they really don't cost much more, right? So that is what I have here on the table for you guys. I'm gonna be sharing with you some banger budget knives that, I mean, honestly, I'm so glad they are priced where they're at, because they make some of the best budget knives that you can possibly consider. Before we get started, keep in mind there are links for all of these knives down in the description. If you want to go ahead and check those links out, check out any of these knives for more detail. Those links, of course, help out the channel, but at no extra cost to you. And there are also review videos for every single one of these knives. So if you want to learn more about any of them, make sure to check them out in the channel, or simply just put the knife name Miguel EDC review and you're well on your way. Let's go ahead and get things started here with the first banger right here, and that is the CJRB Pyrite. CJRB Pyrite, I mean, this is the talk of town, right? What a better way to start off this list about EDC kings than the CJRB Pyrite. This guy, awesome, very fidgety. EDC comes in around $50. It is a button lock with thumb deployment, which can also be reverse flicked as well. It has the proprietary RPM9 steel, which is a very nice powder steel that is sure to put in work for you. And I personally like my config here. I'm a very monochromatic person, so if I get a chance to get an old exposed steel option with a knife, I'm going to go for that. You can get this guy in the drop point version, or you could get the new one, the CJRB Pyrite Alt. Here they are in their full glory for you guys to check them out. So your preference is there. Both of them are button locks. One has thumb studs and the other one has a blade opening right there. One has a drop point blade, the other one has a sheep's foot or Warncliffe looking blade. Can't go wrong with either one. If I had to choose one, my preference would be right here. This sheep's foot version is my favorite right now. I had this one first, this one second, but man, I can't get enough of them, and they are very, very fidgety, solid EDC knives. Middle for both righties and lefties, with some of the deepest pocket clips out there, which are very, very nice. And again, you got the holes on the other side for righties as well, which is very good. Awesome knives right here. Check out the review video if you want to learn more. But we're moving on to the next knife here is the Senkat Crawley. This guy right here, also a button lock, so you know the fidget factor is going to be there. You can thumb deploy this guy, you could reverse flick this guy all day, every day. And of course, it has a flipper. So if anything, over the Pyrite, you have the flipper as an additional deployment option. A very nice flat grind going on blade here with D2 steel, stone washed, and micarta going on here for the handle. Exposed liners all throughout, very deep pocket carry clip. I've had this knife for about a year now, and it has definitely performed. I'm very, very impressed. Very aligned there, as you can see. And this one comes in, I want to say, around $47, so under that $50 mark. Can't go wrong with this guy. The next one is the sibling right here, the Senkat Saxi. So same deal going on with this guy. Very, very similar. Button lock, flipper, thumb deployment, reverse flick, all the good stuff. You know, the fidget factor is going to be there. This one offers a satin finish blade, drop point blade right here in the 9CR18 MOV. Senkat is also the budget version of Civivi knives and WE knives. So this one comes in, I believe, around $45. So it's about $2 less than the Crawley for whatever reason. But hey, just pick your favorite. Do you like the satin finish 9CR18 MOV blade more than the D2, Saxi or Crawley? That's the way to go. Next, we have the Ontario Rat Model 1. And for that matter, we could also bring in the Ontario Rat Model 2. Now, these are tried and true, tested knives that have stood the test of time. I want to say the price on these are going to be around $35 or so. These two are going to be an AUS 8 steel. I would recommend, if you're going to pick any of these up, get the D2 version instead. I believe that one is a little bit around $45 to $50, but man, oh man, are they good and do they put in work. Both of them have like an FRN, very similar to G10, but I believe it's FRN scales, exposed liners, and thumb deployment along with reverse flick on both of these guys. So do you want the larger brother, right, the Rat 1, or do you want the Rat 2 which is a smaller brother right there. Pick your poison, can't go wrong with either or. Next, we have the Civivi Ortis. Look at this awesome EDC right here. This guy is rocking a very savage looking clip point, maybe like Persian looking type of, maybe not so much Persian, but drop point for sure. Looking blade right there with an awesome savage looking hollow grind going on. It has a 9CR18 MOV steel, just like the Senkat Saxi right there. As far as the handles, it is a FRN handles on this guy, and it's also a liner lock, right? You could flip deploy here, got a flipper in the back, which is nice and jimped and comfortable. You could also thumb deploy this guy. I want to say if you put some weight into it, you could break that detent, and you could sometimes, if it's in a good mood, you could probably reverse flick this guy, but it can be a little bit challenging sometimes. If you haven't seen me struggle with this guy, check out my review video. But yeah, reverse flicking is a hit or miss. I think I've sort of mastered it. Yeah, after having it or owning it for as long as I have. Very pretty aligned right there, as is typical with Civivi knives. It's right on the money, as you can see. We have a very deep pocket carry clip, pretty much the same Civivi pocket clip that they put on like 90% of their knives. Exposed black liners with a nice blue spacer here, and a little bit of a room here in the back. If you want to do a lanyard on this guy, you can. But yes, can't go wrong with this guy. I believe this one comes in around $45. So if this blade right here is more so your style, yeah, you can't go wrong with this guy. So you could do the thumb rest right here, get some cuts done, forward choke if you need to. And that is the Civivi Ortis. Another Civivi that I'm sure you probably heard of, and if you haven't heard of this Civivi, you are probably living under a rock, and that is the Civivi Elementum. Arguably the most vanilla design in the knife world. This one comes in around $50, and this one is rocking a D2 satin finish blade. I know they have tons of different variations, even black coated blades as well, if that's more so your style. It has a drop point, very symmetrical looking blade, if anything, with also a hollow grind going on. You can feel that hollow grind there. It is a flipper, and that is the only deployment option for this guy. So maybe a little bit of a sunk there compared to the Ortis, right, or some of the other knives that we've seen, because you have only one deployment option with the flipper. It is a liner lock, and it has gray exposed liner locks, which are milled. So this is a very lightweight knife right here. And again, I mean, if you're looking for a no stress EDC knife, can't go wrong with the Civivi Elementum. It is such a, it's a design that I feel like works for everybody, right? The handle is very ergonomically friendly. You got some jimping going on in the blade here to get those cuts. Very nice deep carry pocket clip as well. Same as the one in the Ortis, and that's what I meant earlier by, you know, the typical Civivi pocket clip. And you have orange G10 scales going on this guy, but you could get so many other different scales as well with this nice G10 lanyard hole in the back, and boom, this guy means business. This has been one of the most popular models from the Civivi lineup, and probably every knife dealer out there, and that is for a reason. People love the Civivi Elementum. It is a great go-to EDC knife as well. There's even another version of the Civivi Elementum, and that is the Civivi Elementum button lock. This guy here is a little bit longer than the original Elementum, so that's something to consider if you're looking for more of a longer knife. You have that option with a button instead of a flipper. And there's even a newer version of the Elementum, which has both the flipper, right, best of both worlds, the flipper and the button as well. And if that weren't enough, the newest blade on the Elementum is a nice, very good looking Warncliffe blade. So if that isn't something to fall in love with, I don't know what is. But yes, that is the Civivi Elementum in a nutshell. Now, last but not least, we're going to be closing things off here with a classic, one that has a timeless design, one that has stood the test of time, and that is the very classy and elegant Kershaw Leak. Bam, this guy right here is an awesome EDC knife. This is actually the very first knife that I fell in love with, the very first design that got me into EDC and made me fall with knives about a year ago. And this guy is rocking a all exposed metal looking aesthetics with stainless steel scales, 14C 28N Warncliffe, or extremely drop point Warncliffe looking blade right there that is very, very sharp. This knife, of course, is a Ken Onion design, just like it says on the blade there. Ken Onion is a very well-known knife designer. If you haven't quite looked into his work, check him out. I even comes with a little bit of a blade security, little slider right here, which I removed because that got a little bit annoying for me. This one might not be the most deep pocket carry of the bunch, and you're probably thinking, Miguel, why are you carrying this guy tip down? Well, if I were to carry this guy tip up, then it will be even less deep pocket carry. So that's something to consider with this guy. But it is a flipper, and this guy is assisted. So that means that as soon as you get the flipper to a certain point, then the assisted mechanism is going to go ahead and take it the rest of the way there. It is a frame lock, right? This guy is a frame lock, as you can see there. And this one comes in around $50 as well. So this one would be more so, like somebody commented not that long ago, more so your suit carry type of knife. If you're looking for something elegant to carry while wearing your favorite suit, going to church, going to a wedding, whatever the case may be, can't go wrong with the timeless Kershaw Leak, this guy right here. So let's take one last look at these guys. You all let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Is it going to be the CJRB Pyrite, again around $50? It's going to be the Sencut Crawley here around $47, the Sencut Saxy around $45 or so, the classic and very reliable Rap Model 1, or the smaller brother, the Rap Model 2. Is it going to be the Civivi Ortis, which is very nice, interesting looking blade there. It's going to be the vanilla design Civivi Elementum that everybody loves and is so popular, or is it going to be the timeless Kershaw Leak? Again, about $35 on the Rap Model 1. You have about $45 on the Ortis, $50 on both the Elementum and the Kershaw Leak. So you guys let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. If you had to pick, right, a knife from this bunch, which one would you pick? And hey, if I completely missed the mark and there's probably another better option for this ballpark right here, let me know in the comments. That could be part of a future video. I love when you guys engage, let me know and give me feedback about the content, you know, and what you like to see in the future. By the way, at this point, if you haven't hit the like button, please do me a favor and smash that like button. It is absolutely free. I promise you, I will not be charging you for that whatsoever. And hey, if you enjoy content like this, why not go ahead and subscribe? That supports the channel growth, and I could not appreciate you more for it. And hey, if you want to support the channel a step further, please check out the Miguel EDC Patreon link down in the description. That way you can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. Thank you so much to all my Patreon supporters. You guys are the bomb.com. Thank you guys. If you made it to the end, you guys are the real MVP. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys on the next upload. Peace.